Dr. Vanita Rattan. I'm a doctor, but I'm also a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. So today's video has been requested quite a lot, and it's basically about facial cleansing tools. Are they necessary? Are they a gimmick? Are they a waste of your money? Some of them honestly cost hundreds of dollars, and you think, you know, if something's going to cost that much, it must work. So I thought let's really see if that's the case or if it isn't. So I specifically focus on skin of color, as you know, because for skin of color, our melanocytes are larger. Those are cells that produce the pigment melanin. Those cells are easily triggered. I always say one scratch, one bite, or one burn, and we hyperpigment. So we cannot afford to irritate our skin because it leads to pigmentation. Whereas with Caucasian skin, you could literally peel the top layer of skin off and the skin will grow back beautifully. With us, if you do a mid-depth peel or you do Fraxel laser and you lead to crusting, and it leads to pigmentation. Even with acne, I always say, you know, for us, it's not even just the acne, it's the brown marks left after the PIH, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, that actually leads to more irritation for us than the actual acne itself, which tends to resolve within a few weeks. So this is why I created this whole channel. As you know, it's not sponsored. None of my videos have ever been sponsored. They will never be sponsored. It purely is a video library for my skin of color family globally. Right, so let's do a deep dive investigation into cleansing tools and if it's worth it or not. If that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up. Let's dive right in. Now, the number one mistake that gets made with skincare is overwashing the face, stripping the skin, damaging the skin barrier. So what happens is, if, for example, you use a face wash that's too harsh, or you exfoliate and you're too harsh with it, it basically prevents the skin from working correctly. By damaging the skin barrier, you get increased transepidermal water loss. That's increased water being evaporated from the top layer of skin away from the skin, which now leaves your skin dry and sensitive. So it leads to a cascade of issues. And this is really the case with the human body in general. You get to my age, 37, and you know, like if one joint is hurting, like my left knee, which is typically the thing that hurts, then my hip will start hurting, my back will start hurting, because everything is not aligned. And the same is true with your skin. If you are not keeping your skin at the correct pH, at the correct and hydrated correctly, then everything goes out of kilter. And so this is why we need to be careful when it comes to cleansing. The other thing that happens is if you overstrip the skin, you prevent your skin from protecting itself from free radicals. Free radicals are generated when UV hits the skin, and free radicals destroy the collagen in your skin, chews it up, and it leads to premature aging, the exact opposite of what we're trying to do with our whole skincare routine. And this is the reason I tend to steer clear of physical scrubs. And I recommend you guys stay clear of physical scrubs too, because you do not want to damage your skin barrier. The problem is that you're not just removing dead skin cells. Okay, it's not a controlled exfoliation. You are removing live skin cells too, because you don't know how deep you are exfoliating or how deep you are brushing. So in the same way, I would say avoid physical exfoliation, you know, go for chemical exfoliation. I would say the same thing with cleansing brushes. Avoid the ones that have bristles, because bristles do the exact same thing as a physical exfoliator. It is literally ripping the top layer of skin off. The other mistake I see being made is people not replacing, if you do, for example, use that bristle brush, not replacing the head every 1 to 2 months, because those bristles will fray and that will lead to trauma of the skin. In addition, you get buildup of bacteria and fungus on that head. Now imagine you've stripped the top layer of skin and now you have introduced a bacteria to the skin. It's really not a good combination. So, you know, if you absolutely love your bristle brush, just make sure you are replacing the head every 1 to 2 months. Now, if you say, right, Dr. V, okay, I understand this, but actually I still want a tool because it makes me feel good, then I would say go for a silicone-based brush, because there are no sharp edges and it's going to be harder for you to damage your skin barrier, which really is essential for skin of color. So go for a cheap option though. There's this big myth going around that says that if you get the vibrating one, it somehow pushes ingredients into your skin. Something bumping on your face is not going to push ingredients into the skin. What will help increase penetration of actives will be something like a microcurrent, for example, where you have one charge on the skin drawing in the opposite charge of active into the skin. That would increase penetration. Or exfoliation, removing the top layer of dead skin so we have better penetration of actives. That will improve your penetration. The other effective way to improve penetration would be microneedling. You're creating microchannels on the skin which are basically little holes that are allowing ingredients to penetrate further into the skin. These are 3 effective ways in order to increase penetration of actives. Bumping something on the face is not going to do it. And I think visually, because it feels intuitive that if I'm doing this, I'm bumping something on my face, is pushing it in intuitively. This is how the whole marketing gimmick began. This is how they can charge you $200 for a vibrating silicone cleansing brush. The words aren't even coming out of my mouth anymore. This is my 5th video of the day, that's why. But yes, please just don't fall for it. It's completely unnecessary. If you want to put your money into something, put it into retinaldehyde, my favorite vitamin A. So I looked online for you for 2 products that I would recommend. One is the Silicone Facial Cleansing Duo Pad, £6 from Beauty Bay. And the other one is Brushworks Facial Cleansing Pad, £4.19. Both are cheap, both do not vibrate, and they do not need to vibrate. And both don't have bristles. They have silicone smooth edges, but you will feel the relaxation and the massaging with it, which I'm happy for you to do. I'm just very cautious with making sure you do not damage your skin barrier. But if you ask me, in my opinion, Dr. V, do you use a facial cleansing brush? And I'd say the answer is no, I do not. It's an extra thing and a little bit of a gimmick, if I'm completely honest. Okay, so don't forget, I'm in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single video. Don't forget to download your free guide for skincare. Link is down below. Follow me on Instagram, Dr. Vanita Rattan, and Skincare by Dr. V, and also on TikTok, Dr. Vanita Rattan. And we now have a private Facebook group called Dr. V Inky Hackers, where I do lives once a month. It's such an amazing group. Honestly, I love being in that group because everybody really helps each other. So when you have a skincare issue, you can post up photos and just ask for other people's feedback. We've got thousands of us in this group and everybody is so helpful. So please do join if you are as obsessed about skincare as we are. Thank you for watching. Bye.